Hello, welcome back to Lady Love Said Reads. My name is Jessica, and in today's video I wanted to share with you what I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited currently. If you're not familiar with Kindle Unlimited, it is like a service you pay for, and you can basically check books out on your Kindle, and there's an unlimited number of books you can check out on your Kindle for a monthly fee. So I think I pay like $12 and I can check out unlimited books for $12 a month. And it's similar to a library that you pay for. So like you can't keep the books forever unless you want to just check it out and keep it on your Kindle forever. But you can have 20 checkouts at once. And what I usually do is I'll put 20 books on my Kindle, read them all, return them, and then get another 20 books. So I wanted to share with you what is currently on my Kindle that I will likely be getting to this year at some point. I'm going to use Goodreads to help me out with the descriptions, so let's just get into it. A lot of these I think you've heard of. Zodiac Academy Book 1, The Awakening. If you're one of the Fae, elemental magic is in your blood, and apparently it's in ours. As twins born in the month of Gemini, we're a rare breed even in this academy of supernatural a-holes. Changelings were outlawed hundreds of years ago, but I guess our birth parents didn't get the memo, which means we're totally unprepared for the ruthless world of Fae. Kittens are wrestling down here if you hear some chaos. So Zodiac Academy is, I want to say, YA fantasy. It might be adult though, I don't really know. Next, How to Do the Work. Recognize your patterns, heal from your past, and create yourself by Nicole LaPerla. This is adult self-help. As a clinical psychologist, Dr. Nicole LaPerla often found herself frustrated by the limitations of traditional psychotherapy. Wanting more for her patients and for herself, she began a journey to develop a united philosophy of mental, physical, and spiritual wellness that equips people with the interdisciplinary tools necessary to heal themselves. After experiencing the life-changing results herself, she began to share what she learned with others, and soon the holistic psychologist was born. Nicole LaPerla is the holistic psychologist on Instagram and other social media, and I follow her there and find her stuff really helpful. So I'm excited to read her book. I'm glad it's on KU too. It makes it accessible for a lot of folks. Japanese Minimalism, Your Personal Guide to the Art of Minimalist Living by Nicole Garrett. This is also adult nonfiction. If so, embracing the principles, well, that's a weird way to start that. Embracing the principles of Japanese minimalism and taking them a part of your daily life can help you live a simple, happy life where every day you wake up smiling, eager for the day because you are living your dream life. That's a lot of high promises there. I don't know about that, but I am looking forward to learning more about minimalism. I'm trying to adopt a more minimalish lifestyle. The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I think this is considered a modern classic. The shocking thing about the girls was how nearly normal they seemed when their mother let them out for the one and only date of their lives. 20 years on, their enigmatic personalities are embalmed in the memories of the boys who worshiped them and who now recall their shared adolescence. The brazier draped over a crucifix belonging to the promiscuous Lux, the sisters' breathtaking appearance on the night of the dance, and the sultry, sleepy street across which they watched a family disintegrate and fragile lives disappear. That sounds right up my alley. Dark, depressing, sign me up. Next, The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is book 1 in the Davidbad trilogy. I actually have the third book in the trilogy on my bookshelves. I got it in a book haul for my birthday at a used bookstore, and I haven't hauled it yet in a vlog or anything, but it was like $1. So I'm like, how can I pass this up for $8? But I haven't read the first two, and I don't have the first two. So thankfully, City of Brass is on Kindle Unlimited. So Nahiri has never believed in magic. Certainly she has power. On the streets of 18th century Cairo, she's a con woman, yes, of unsurpassed talent. But she knows better than anyone that the trade she uses to get by, palm readings, czars, healings, are all tricks, sleights of hand, learned skills, a means to the delightful end of swindling Ottoman nobles. Sounds amazing, truly. And I think that's either YA or adult high fantasy. Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. This is book 1 in the Riven World series. Aram Wraith has the power to challenge the gods. He just doesn't know it yet. Aram thinks he's nothing but a misfit from a small fishing village in a dark corner of the world. Kittens. As far as Aram knows, he has nothing, with hardly possession to his name other than a desire to make friends, be accepted by those around him, which is something he's never known. But Aram is more, much, much more. What I know about this is it's an adult fantasy, and the main character is apparently on the autism spectrum. Coming Home to the Trees, Traveling with the Gypsy Spirit of the Past by Patrick Jasper Lee. I read Patrick's We Borrow the Earth in December. And Patrick is a Romani writer who writes about Romani life, and his work is really good and really impactful for me. So this one says, Coming Home to the Trees is a long-awaited follow-up to Patrick Jasper Lee's first book, We Borrow the Earth. This latest book provides another unique glimpse into Romani gypsy life, hidden within the woodlands of the past, uncovering an enchanting world of folklore, myth, spirits, the otherworld, and the natural landscape created by trees. Sounds amazing. The Ashes and the Starkhurst King by Clarissa Broadbent. This is book 2 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I did read the first book last year. Love is a sacrifice at the altar of power. In the wake of the Kajari, everything Uriah once thought to be true has been destroyed. A prisoner in her own kingdom, grieving the only family she ever had and reeling from a gutting betrayal, she no longer even knows the truth of her own blood. I did start this and read a little bit of it last year, and I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of it this year. I'm actually going to read it after I finish my current big book, so this one's coming up very soon. Icing on the Curse by Samantha Silver. This is Spellford Cove series number 5. And this is a cozy mystery series featuring a kitchen witch as the main character / sleuth. It's a series that I've really enjoyed. I don't think there's anything particularly outstanding about it. It is just something that I personally have had a lot of fun with and find comforting and a nice little palate cleanser. So welcome to Spellford Cove, where the baking is sweet and the witches are wild. Something strange is going on in Spellford. No one is acting quite as they should, and Robin is starting to think there might be some sort of dark magic involved. This one, what I like about it, there's a nice balance between the cozy mystery elements and the fantasy elements. Conclave by Penelope Douglas. This is a novella in the Devil's Night series. It's the last Devil's Night book that I have to read. You all know this is my favorite dark romance series of all time. Damon. Will is gone. He hasn't seen him in months, and the texts coming from his phone are almost certainly forged. Something's wrong and we need to act now. And I think this one comes before Nightfall, which is Will's story. So it's kind of a little bridge between Damon's story and Will's story. Obsessed with this series, absolutely obsessed with this series. So I'm a little bit sad that this is the last one to read. The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. This is an adult horror, and it'll be a new to me author. I like horror a lot, and I enjoy reading horror that isn't just Stephen King. Oh my gosh, there's so much horror out there that's not Stephen King, y'all. So this one says, this is the story of a serial killer. Yes. A stolen child. Double yes. Revenge. Death. Triple yes. And an ordinary house at the end of an ordinary street. I hope it's a sentient house. Y'all know I love a sentient house. That's all I'll share about that one. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This is dark academic. I don't know if it's fantasy or not. I think it probably involves mystery. So let's just see here. Oliver Marks has just served 10 years in jail for a murder he may or may not have committed. On the day he's released, he's greeted by the man who put him in prison. Yikes. Detective Colborne is retiring, but before he does, he wants to know what really happened a decade ago. Yeah, so it sounds like there's a bit of a mystery in there. I've heard really good things about this, and I love dark academia. So, In Silence She Screams by Amo Jones. This is book 3 in the Midnight Mayhem series. This is a dark romance series that features a twisted mafia circus. And I read the first 2 books. I loved the first book. I enjoyed the second book. There were some issues that I had with it, but I am looking forward to this third one. So it says, love will never die if it exists on the lips of death. I often thought about this while I was locked inside my dollhouse in patience. Oh my gosh, I love the character that this is going to be featuring. They introduced her in book 2, and I just can't wait to get into her story. Groomed every second of every day, they made sure to cover all the darkness lurking in my soul with the false skies of perfection. The soul is fickle, naked to the public eye and only visible to the owner. A soul bleeds every time it is put through pain. Oh my gosh. It sounds like it's going to be delicious torture. The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. This is a standalone adult high fantasy that people have been raving about. So it says, a mother struggling to repress her violent past, a son struggling to grasp his violent future, a father blind to the danger that threatens them all. Neural Rewiring for Eating Disorder Recovery for Real and Meaningful Mental Freedom by Tabitha Farrar. I've been in eating disorder for recovery for about 6 years now, and I'm not having struggles there. So please don't worry about me. I haven't had a relapse or anything like that, but I do like to continue to learn about eating disorder recovery it's just kind of like a tune-up, right? It's kind of like a tune-up. It's kind of like, getting my oil changed. And I haven't read this one, and one of the booktubers I follow here who also has struggled with an eating disorder read this and used it as part of her recovery program. So I thought I would give it a go. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is book 1 in the Villains series. I think is this the middle grade one? I don't know. Does it say here on book 2 or Goodreads? I can't tell. It's fantasy and it's V.E. Schwab. This is also a really popular series. Victor and Eli started out as college roommates. Okay, so not middle grade. Victor and Eli started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, shared research interests in adrenaline, near-death experience, and seemingly supernatural events reveals an intriguing possibility. Sounds really good. Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This is adult lit fic. I've heard it falls in the Woman versus the Void genre, but I'm not totally sure. So it says, Irina obsessively takes explicit photographs of the average-looking men she persuades to model for her. Okay, it probably is Woman versus the Void then. Placed on sabbatical from her dead-end bar job, she is offered an exhibition at a fashionable London gallery, promising to revive her career in the art world and offering an escape from her rut of drugs, alcohol, and extreme cinema. Whew. Twisted Heathens by J. Rose. This is book 1 in the Blackwood Institute Dark Romance series. And Manda, what is her channel name? The Redheaded Reader, something like that. She speaks really highly of this. Manda reads primarily dark romance, and I always go to her when I'm looking for dark romance recommendations. She actually is who I discovered the Midnight Mayhem series from. So her recommendations usually hit for me. This one says, welcome to Blackwood Institute, where bad girls come to die. Murder, unhinged, remorseless, insane, I've been called it all while rotting away in a maximum security psych ward in prison for my crimes. When I'm given the chance to escape this hell, it's an offer I can't refuse. I mean, that sounds just twisted enough for me to enjoy. What is wrong with me? Black Sunshine by Karina Hale. This is book 1 in the Dark Eyes series. This is vampire romance. So all Lenore Warwick wants for her 21st birthday is to hang out with her friends, finish her second year at Berkeley with flying colors, and maybe catch the eye of a hot musician playing a show at a club that she can now legally get into. And I'm pretty sure there's vampire involved in that story. This one was recommended by Jan at the Lair. Her channel's Jan Agaton. She really liked it, and she is kind of a vampire expert, so. Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. This is book 1 in the Cat and Mouse series. This is also dark romance, and the girlies at the Lair really like this as well. So it says, I can manipulate the emotions of anyone who lets me. I will make you hurt, make you cry, make you laugh inside, but my words don't affect him, especially not when I plead for him to leave. That one sounded rough. And it's a big book. It's like 600, 700 pages or something like that. Those are the books that I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. Have you read any of these? Let me know what you thought of them down below. Do you want to read any of them, or interested in buddy reading any of them with me? Let me know that as well down below. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you're here, since a lot of these books dealt with pretty dark topics, go ahead and leave me a black heart. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!